All right, so I want to talk about Nikola Jokic and possibly his third MVP. A whole bunch of betting odds came out on who the favorite is for MVP. He is number one in most of them. I know BetMGM has him at about plus 400. I think Doncic is the next closest at plus 500. ESPN did their offseason, who's going to win the awards, all that kind of stuff. Everybody picked Jokic to win an MVP. You know why? Because it feels like a make-up for last year when he was supposed to win another one and didn't. But my question to you guys is, he got so tired of all that last year, so frustrated with the whole conversation about race, about if he deserved to win 3 when he didn't have a championship, all that noise that really frustrated him. They've now put a cap on the number of games that you have to play to be eligible for these awards.
Yeah.
Jokic isn't a guy that likes to miss games. He isn't a guy that likes to miss time. In fact, he normally plays all of them, save for last year. But I'm wondering, does he maybe only play 64 games this year, since you need 65 to be eligible for an MVP trophy, just to stick it to everybody because he was frustrated about what happened last year, Vic?
You beat me to the punch on one thing. I don't think he's going to go out of his way to stick it to anybody, but I do believe this. Here's my belief of Nikola Jokic, having known him now for his entire career. He's not motivated to win an MVP. He doesn't wake up in Sombor this morning, look at the odds and say, yeah, watch out, here I come. He's not that guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
He might not even have internet.
What you think about him. Doesn't care what you think, what I think. He doesn't care what writers think. He doesn't care.
But there's no doubt he was annoyed with everything.
He was annoyed with a lot of the race stuff that came up.
Yeah, the noise.
He was annoyed with that. He was annoyed with that he can't play. He loves giving flowers to other players. He loves it. Hey, Joel Embiid's a great player. Give him flowers.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind that at all. He does mind when people call him the stat stuffer.
Right.
Because remember, the interview I did with him after the game in Houston, he never says anything at all controversial. And he says, not bad for a guy who stat stuffs, right? He said that. But the point I'm getting at, this year's MVP, if you said to me, Vic, do you think Nikola Jokic will win the MVP this season? I would tell you, I don't think he would want to win the MVP. I don't think he would, not because he wants to stick it to anybody, but because he knows that this team, the way this season progresses, somebody's got to take those Bruce Brown minutes. Somebody's got to do this. He's going to get other people involved. And I don't think he's going to build that same statistical mountain that he built last year. And if he doesn't go triple-double, people are like, oh, what's wrong with Joker, right? Oh, my God, he didn't get a triple-double. What happened?
He only went 25, 12,
Think
and
about
7.
the standards. Think about the standards. So do you think he's going to be held to those standards? If one night he goes 25, 12, and 8, which is superb for any center, well, he sort of underperformed. He doesn't care what you think about his performance.
I know that. But I also know that it did stick in his craw last year, all that noise that surrounded the MVP race. Not that he didn't win it.
Yeah.
All that noise around it.
Is he more annoyed about what they're saying or more annoyed about the fact
attention.
that they just keep doing it?
No, he doesn't want attention. He's more annoyed about the attention. He doesn't care about what people say.
Over and over again.
He cares about why do I have to come up here and do this again and again and again? He doesn't like attention, fellas. He wants to be a part of the team. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to be the mouthpiece. He doesn't want any of that
stuff too, Vic. Like, you can speak to this, but like when the media that doesn't cover him every day comes into town for a national game, and the first thing they say is some divisive racial stuff about a white guy and a black guy that are competing for an award, and he's like, what?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be
talking
cast that way.
about,
He
man?
doesn't want to do that. We do that as a country. I'm watching that Showtime series,
Just stoke it.
Winning Time, and the whole Larry Bird
it's a good
versus
show,
Magic Johnson
kinda.
thing. They stoked the whole racial thing during that era. I grew up in that era.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the way it was. And I think they try to, when I say they,
Them.
we're all in that mix when I say they.
Yeah. The royal we.
Exactly. The problem with Joker and his situation, he is the anti-NBA superstar. Think about this for a second. Let's take LeBron James. LeBron James goes on social media and reacts to what we said at a parade, for crying out loud.
You said it.
Do you think that Nikola Jokic, when the Lakers won the NBA title, watched their parade, they didn't have one, but cared about their celebration? Do you think he actually thought twice about the Lakers after that? It's unbelievable how different he is from any other superstar. And because of that difference, that vast difference, I'm going to tell you right now, he might be the favorite to win the MVP. I don't think he cares. He has nothing to prove.
I know he doesn't care. I think the only way he would care is if he wanted to find a way to make sure he didn't win it, just to kind of stick it to everybody. But you're saying you don't think that's a thing. One thing I do want to say is the other side of that coin is he purposely didn't play in the World Championships, the FIBA World Cup.
Good.
Which is great for Nuggets fans. But are you at all thinking, Vic, that they might control a little load management going into this season? Right? Instead of playing him all 82 games, is it 65? Like
he's not wired that way.
I know he's not.
He's not wired
but sometimes you got to protect people from themselves.
Sure.
No doubt he can call his own shots if he really wants to. But if Malone is saying like, hey man, we're going to give you every third game off.
Sure.
Do you really think that that's something that he would say no to?
No, and being kindly suggested something else is a different story. He wants to play when he thinks he's able to play. Now, if there's a back-to-back and they say, listen, we need you in this game, he'll abide, right? He'll abide. If there's a 3-game in 4 nights situation, we need you in this game, he'll abide. But if you're telling me Nikola Jokic is healthy and that he doesn't play more than 64 games, I'll bet you all the money in the world right now he does.
Yeah, he's not going for that.
I'll bet you all the money in the world.
He doesn't need to either. He's in great shape. He's healthy.
But I keep telling people, what else does this human being have to prove to the NBA or to anybody else? What more can he do?
The beautiful thing is he doesn't care about what he has to prove to anybody. That's always been what is enticing about him as our guy, as our superstar, is that he doesn't need the attention. But yeah, Vic, I mean, as much as sometimes we rail against it, we live in a championship culture, Chaz.
It's what it is. It's what sports
all about the number of rings. Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's got to go get a couple more, doesn't he?
Well, he doesn't have to.
Right. You're
doesn't
right.
have.
You're
Dirk
right.
only got one.
The wrong term.
Dirk only got one.
Yeah, we're doing the. You're talking to the wrong guy here. You're talking to the wrong guy about repeating. Do I want to repeat? Do I want multiple titles? Damn right I do.
But they got
one. But let me tell you, Rob and Matt, you could put me under right now. You could put me under 10 years from now. You could put me under the ground anytime you please. And I will die with a smile on my face.
Exactly.
Because they won.
Whoa!
And I don't care.
Still super excited about it.
Do I care about results moving forward? Yes. Do I want them to win? Yes. If they don't, will it ruin what we just experienced?
No.
Hell
not at all.
No.
Not at all.
You'll love it
I
even
don't
more.
care.
They'll be like, wow, look how special that was.
If they win again next year, which one's more special? Which one means more to you?
The first
There
one.
is not another title the Denver Nuggets can win moving forward that will equal what they just did.
Sure, the 18th.
Not even close. They could win 20 straight titles. They could eclipse every record in sports. Nothing will come close to what they did in June.